What is ASMR? Hello. Hello, 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 hi. I am Spantopia Rose, but you can call me Span. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? So what is ASMR? I have a script for this one. Who is this video for? If you've been hanging out with me for a while now, you already know what ASMR is, and that's entirely why you're here. But this video is for you. It is for you. It's for you to enjoy and to send to your friends and family and acquaintances at work if they find out that you listen to ASMR and they're like, what is this? I find a lot of people don't understand, and that's okay. I'm going to give a little bit of just a little bit of an explanation. Excuse the birds in the background. I'm in Australia, birds are noisy. Welcome. Hopefully I can break it down for you, at least a little bit, at least to what my understanding is. ASMR is two things, really. There's the physical response of ASMR, and then there's the genre of ASMR, which is what we're doing here, the videos I make. But we can talk about the videos I make a bit later on. The first thing I want to delve into is the physical reaction of what ASMR is. So ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. So autonomous meaning in control of its own affairs. So in this case it means automatic or involuntary. Sensory meaning related to the physical sensation like sight, touch. So in this case it means a feeling in the body. Meridian, meaning a set of pathways in the body through which vital energy flows. So think acupuncture. So in this case, it means the feeling in your body and where this feeling happens in your body. And finally, response. So response is a reaction to something. So in this case, it means your physical reaction in your body to external stimuli. Think goosebumps or that chill down your spine when you're listening to like epic music. So if you add all of these things together, ASMR, by definition, is an involuntary or automatic physical response in your body. Okay, so it's important to remember that this sensation is positive and it feels really, really nice and calming and relaxing. It's like a long drawn-out yawn or a big sigh as you're sitting down on the couch at the end of the day. In fact, a lot of viewers, myself included, use ASMR as a way to relax and unwind and just calm down before going to sleep. Sometimes I watch it to put myself to sleep. So the physical reaction, the ASMR, this physical reaction we just talked about, is colloquially known as tingles. So again, the tingles are a physical reaction or sensation that can automatically trigger by certain external stimuli like sounds or movements, the combination of these sensory inputs. So I think it's really important here just to quickly add that these sensations are not sexual. It's not arousal. So it's not sexual, it's not arousal, it's more of a calming down. It's not being turned on, it's being turned off, but in like a nice, calming, relaxing way. ASMR, like as a genre, can, or even as a physical reaction, can sometimes be thought of in a sort of perverse or erotic way. And that's just not my experience of it at all. Some people might get that reaction, and I'm sure if you look, you can find sexual ASMR. But yeah, that's not what we're doing here. That's not what this is. Also, that is the case with anything on the internet. Rule 34. When does ASMR happen, and can it be found in the wild? So in nature, reactions could be like the constant rolling of the ocean waves as a calming response is crashing onto the shore as you're just existing near the ocean, or rain falling, or perhaps unexpectedly, like in my case, a flock of little sparrows taking off behind you and then flying over your head. It gives a little rush of tingle sensation down my body, and it was like chills rushed down the back of my neck and into my spine, and I felt really at one with nature. It was really peaceful, calming, like a sensation. That's the only real time I remember, at least in recent years, having ASMR happen to me in the wild. So ASMR can also be triggered in the wild for certain people by personal attention or repetition. So think like a Bob Ross painting tutorial. A lot of people's first experiences with ASMR will be about listening to their parent reading them a book, or telling a story as they fall asleep, or getting their hair brushed, or watching a friend colouring in, those sorts of things. Or like listening to a parent play a computer game like Caesar 3 well into the night, and the calming sounds of the computer game help you put you to sleep, that sort of thing. Yeah, so it's a feeling of contentment and sleepy restfulness. So it's a relaxing feeling. For me, the physical feeling of ASMR for me is a relaxing feeling that sort of travels down the back of my neck, gives me a little bit of a chill. You know how people say, oh, someone stepped on your grave, or something like that, that gives you like a little bit of tingles down your back. It's kind of like when you get a cold shiver, but in a nice, pleasant way. So that's the fundamental definition of the terminology of ASMR. Hopefully you're following along so far. ASMR as a genre is a different thing. So this is ASMR as a genre. This is my softly spoken voice, not my whispering voice. I do a lot of my videos in my whispering voice, but I thought that might be a little uncomfortable for people who aren't actually used to ASMR. So I just thought I would do my explanation in my softly spoken voice, which again is different to my regular speaking voice. ASMR artists, that's me. I'm an ASMR artist, so an ASMR artist. That's me. So I like to try and mimic these triggers to help people relax or possibly get tingles. So I don't mimic a flock of birds flying away, but I do lots of other things, and links in the description to types of ASMR that I do. I like to do I guess mouth sounds when I'm reading, and I like to do hand movements, and I like to do all sorts of things like talking to the camera, rambling videos. I like to overshare. I like to build a kinship and a friendship, which I think is really important for me in ASMR and the ASMR I watch. I like to have a personal connection, and I think personal attention, personal connection is really important for me in my ASMR. Now, it doesn't always work. ASMR as a genre doesn't always trigger ASMR as a physical sensation, but that's like the end goal. Like if somebody leaves a comment, I got tingles, that just makes my day. Like I got a comment recently saying, this is the first time I've ever gotten tingles, and I was just like ecstatic. I was like, you're welcome. Like it made me feel really, really good. That's my primary goal, but of course it won't be triggered for everyone, and a lot of people who watch ASMR don't get ASMR at all. They don't get the physical sensation, but they really like the calming nature of the videos and the kinship and the friendship and the relaxation and the repetition. It's very, very good. So not everybody gets tingles from the same things, and it's fun to do a wide variety of content because of that, at least for me, to try and get the most tingles out of the most amount of people. So it's about fostering a sense of safety and calm in familiarity in this mad world, this mad place called the internet. It's finding a place to just rest and calm down and just be ourselves and hang out together. So for me, an important part of ASMR, like I said, is my community, is that sense of familiarity, that kinship with my viewers. Our friendships form in the comments, in the likes and the subscriptions, the patrons and the live videos. It's moving on to not just being me entertaining, but almost a two-way relationship with most of my subscribers, and that's my favorite part. ASMR as a genre isn't really entertainment as such, but more of a relaxation technique like meditation or deep breathing. Although the definition of entertainment is amusement and enjoyment, which I do look for in both the ASMR I make and the ASMR I watch. If you're still with me, if you're still watching, thank you very, very much. I'd like to introduce you to some triggers, so let me know in the comments below which ones resonate with you, and if you get any tingles, that would be amazing. But I think tapping is one of my favourites. Finger flutters are very, very popular, but I think tapping and fabric sketching. There's lots of tapping. Let's just get something and tap on it. This is a tissue box, so this is cardboard tapping. that repetitive sound. Bring it closer to the mic, further away from the mic. So that's one trigger that I like to do a lot. I'm not sure what other triggers you would. I don't want to scare you away from ASMR, but like, I bought this pumpkin specifically for ASMR. This makes fun sounds. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I love you. I hope you have a really good night and that you sleep well. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep well. How do you turn this thing off? Okay.